So my friends, welcome to a new crypto update video. Bitcoin at 96,500 US dollars. Last night, or rather, yes, with the new candle then last night, we had a pump up to nearly 98,000 US dollars. With that, we almost reached our target up here, the 98,200 US dollars. But according to the heat map, we have at least picked up the liquidity that was above us. It then went relatively quickly back down again. So if we look at it, we had a nice 1 hour candle here and the following ones as well. Now we are back down, currently confirming the golden pocket. Whether that was it or if we will go up here once more and then eventually see the crash, you will definitely find out in today's update video. Definitely stay tuned until the end. We will probably even do a live stream this evening, but not until 7:30, just in time for the Fed interest rate decision, which is also still awaiting us. So today is expected to be a very, very volatile day. Plus, Trump also wants to make some kind of announcement. So definitely stay tuned until the end. Before we start, feel free to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And of course, feel free to join the free Telegram Talk and Signal group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, feel free to join. You can find the link for that for free in the video description below. And if you're still looking for an exchange where you can trade everything we discuss here, feel free to register with my link in the video description below or in the comment section. Yes, with my partner exchange Binks. Then you get 11,500 USCT if you complete a few tasks there and you save 10% on fees. So yes, Bitcoin as mentioned at 96,500 US dollars. What a candle. Last night at 1 o'clock, of course, if we briefly turn on the vectors here, also a nice vector candle that we got back in at 94,600 US dollars. So it doesn't look bad for our plan that we already had yesterday. In the end, there were two alternatives, but we completely blasted through them. Once from this downward movement into the golden pocket here. We just blasted through that and have now moved up here into, well, more into liquidity. That's actually a positive sign. That's what we ultimately wanted. As we talked about yesterday, a little higher might still be quite good. I already mentioned in the video yesterday that there's still quite a bit of liquidity up here. One might consider whether to open another position up here or whether to add a bit more margin. But if we take a look at the heat map, we can also see on the 3-day heat map that the biggest chunk has been picked up. We still have a chunk lying at 98,200, 98,100, exactly here in this zone that I've been talking about all along, right up here where this inefficiency lies. I wouldn't be surprised if we test this zone again during the day because it was the Asia session. That means in the Asia market, so to speak, this movement came and not in the US session. Therefore, it's quite possible that we should revisit this area up here during the afternoon. That means this area up here and then significantly drop from there. As mentioned, we still have a Fed interest rate decision tonight at 8 o'clock and Powell speaks at 8:30. We won't watch that because the man always says the same thing. But the interest rate decision, what impact it could have, could be very interesting. Also, I don't know who posted it in the group, but it is, of course, a reliable source in the end. There was also, of course, the attack on Pakistan and such, India. Let's see if that could or should escalate a bit more. And tonight, Trump's earth-shattering announcement to come. That will probably also happen today during the course of the day. So an exciting, exciting day. If all of this really happens, then yeah, you can tell me what you want, that everything is manipulated, because in the end, if we were up here, we would really see a proper dump. Yeah, there's not much more to say about that. A quick look at the funding rates, they have risen a bit. A positive sign, finally the funding rates are not extremely negative while we are rising. I also like that very, very much. Let's see how this develops in the next few hours. Then Ethereum. Ethereum has also pumped, but not as strongly as Bitcoin. Even though one must say here, okay, we at least still have our range in here. Relatively little is happening. Depending on how bullish it becomes. Throughout the day, I still see Ethereum as potentially pushing into the 1900 region. The 2000 mark is becoming increasingly unlikely unless there's an ultra bullish event. And what still surprises me here, as I mentioned in the video yesterday, is that we have this extremely strong trading volume, which continues to rise. We need to keep an eye on this a bit more to see if it might ultimately be a disadvantage, and if we're actually just waiting for this dump, potentially forming an M pattern. Let's see what the day brings, but I would be extremely cautious about taking further long positions or doing anything here in general. If we go up, it's still more of a sign for me that we should short again here. Solana range, we don't need to go into that. It's exactly the same as with Ethereum, except there's even less movement here. So you can see the altcoin market is completely under pressure. There's just way too little happening, hardly any movement, hardly any, well, positive prospects. Everything is dependent on BTC. And BTC, well, it's basically just waiting for the Fed interest rate decision today, and then we'll know more. Or the altcoin season starts this evening. Who knows? What do I know? Let's just see what else might come. Let's move over to the DAX. DAX has taken the short position. I mentioned it yesterday. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I really forgot to include it in the video yesterday, even though I mentioned it at the beginning. But well, it happens. DAX picked up the short position yesterday during the, chancellor election, where there was briefly no chancellor and then a chancellor again. There was a short dump to 22,800 points, which was bought up again. But for me, it's simply a complete short zone. So for those who are not short yet, it's essentially the same entry that I have now. So it still fits. We picked up the zone up here. For me, the first target, especially after today, or rather after yesterday, is the 22,760 660 USD, right? Point mark, not US dollars, point mark, where we have the gap here. That would be my first take profit. I think I've already mentioned the stop loss around 23,800. Somewhere around up there. Otherwise, depending on how the day goes, maybe up to 23,900. We'll have to see how we handle that. If I do anything, I will definitely let you know here in the Telegram group. If I close the position or take further take profits. Let's move over to the US indices. Nothing is happening with the Dow Jones. So we are still waiting here as well. Nasdaq bounced off the golden pocket. That's already a good sign for everyone who might be short here or for our idea. Still, be a little cautious. As I said, we had a pump with Bitcoin last night. Asia session, be careful. It might be that we still grab this liquidity above 20,300 US dollars. That looks too easy to me, to be honest with you. If we look at the reaction here last time, briefly over and down instantly. And this up here, this dithering, I'd be a bit cautious with it now, but there could definitely be another pump. We had the same scenario with the S&P 500. Still, it was rejected perfectly in the golden pocket. Keep an eye on the 200 SMA here on the 4-hour view as well. This could still be this maximum exaggeration here. But otherwise, the position was actually picked up perfectly for everyone who wanted to get in. And yes, gold. Gold pump continues to the extent possible. It's unbelievable. Let's see if we can still get our position picked up here. The 200 SMA is also continuously pushing upwards through these pumps, of course. That means we will only push the entry onto the 200 SMA or into the golden pocket. This means the entry shifts slightly to 3,190. Let's see if it even gets that far. Otherwise, the alternative version that I currently have in mind is to briefly turn on the trader's reality indicator here. On the 4-hour view, we have nothing here, but I think there should be something on the 1-hour view. Yes, here in this area. At 3,270. That would be alternative B for me right now, where I would say where the monthly open still is, that we say, okay, that would be the alternative to venture into a long position here again, 3,270, or then down here at 3,190. Those are the two alternatives. Keep that in mind. We'll take a look at it in the coming days. But as I said, I still wouldn't short here. We now have even more uncertainty due to Pakistan, India, whatever else is going on there. Who knows what might come from the Fed this evening, so I wouldn't short it. I'm telling you honestly. The risk is just way, way too high. Yes, and Euro US dollar is currently like it's asleep. Nothing is happening at all. We are sitting in our short position. 2 take profits have been reached. I'm just waiting for the third one down here. Maybe there will be a bit more movement this evening. We'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, as I said, that's it from my side. We'll see each other this evening for the live stream. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you do too. Probably at 7:30 on the channel. I will post everything in the Telegram group. And otherwise, that's it from my side. Wish you a nice day. Give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel. Check out BingeX, and we'll talk later. Until then, bye-bye, and as always, stay cool, stay wild.